Hello, X. I'm not really exactly sure how to pronounce your name, but I will call you X if that is okay. Shout out to you. Welcome to the live. Miss Keita is in the building. Shout out to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I will start this live right at the 5 minute mark, but I like to bring my voice on just to let you know that I am present. Make yourselves at home. Take your shoes off. Hang your jacket. Hang your hat. And yeah, we'll get this party started shortly. Miss Keita, thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for your continued support. Miss Rosalind, peace and greetings and blessings and all of that to you, my sweetheart. Thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. I really, really appreciate it. No cap. No cap. Hey, Lady Mysterious. It is so good to see you and greet you. I decided to switch up tonight, and instead of coming early in the day, I decided to try to come a little later for those that may work and want to catch the live if possible. Doing the best I can. Doing the best I can. But give me just a second, y'all. I do have to use the potty. Thank you so much for your patience. Shout out, shout out. All right. Oh, and it's right at the 5 minute mark. Look at me being all efficient. I'm not gonna hold you all super duper long tonight. I'm just coming through with a little quick message and then, I don't know if I'll be here past a hot 30 minutes to an hour. Somewhere in between. Hold on one second, y'all. Hey, Miss Denise, where you been hiding? I thought you ain't fool with me no more. I thought, like my grandmama used to say, I thought you done put me down. I thought you done put me down. I thought you done put me down, child. Ever since I done got with the good Lord, never that, my love. Mm, that water is so good. All right, y'all. I'm getting myself in order and set up. Had to wet my throat. You know, I had to wet my throat. All right. I am all ready. So, however, whoever comes through here, if you catch the replay, if you stop by while I am live, please don't forget to hit the like button and keep us going towards some sort of algorithm. You know, if you would like to help a homie out or whatever, I greatly appreciate it. You know what I mean? Now, I titled this live The Invitation. I titled this live The Invitation. And more often than not, anytime lately that I do a live, it's always kind of inspired by one thought or the other, or a action or the other, something like that. You know, it's always be real tea, real talk, things of that nature. By the way, if you also catch the replay, feel free to leave a comment after the show. Let me know that you've been here if you would like. Put your John Hancock on the live. You did. Now, the reason why I named this live The Invitation is because in this message, I wanted people to pay attention and also be aware of things that people invite into their life, how you invite things in your life, what and whom you invite into your life. These things do play a role on your actual life. Also, I'm going to be coming with two quick messages, but this is just the first. It's very important to pay attention to who you invite into your home, into your heart, into your life, and certainly into your thoughts, because all of these things make up how your day goes, how your future goes, how your moment goes, and so on and so forth. One thing that I learned is whether it's friend, family, or a stranger, there are three people one should never invite into their home, right? It's three types of people one should never invite into their home. Before I continue, is there anybody in here? We gonna keep going even if it ain't. But I'm just asking if anybody out there standing in attendance. Let me know. We gonna move forth if we got to do it alone. But let me know if I got somebody in my presence. Hey, mentors, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, Mr. Niece amongst me, mentors amongst me, cool. All right. With that, I got a crowd. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Now, again, the reason why I named this the invitation is to remind people to keep in mind who and what you invite into your life. When I was thinking about these things or whatever, something came across. Miss Keita's in the building. Shout out to you. I want to discuss three people that I want you all to pay attention to and to not invite into your world if you can help it. This includes if it's family. This includes if it's someone you think is a friend. Pay attention to this particular kind of energy. Let me tell you firsthand, peeps. Let me tell you, especially when it comes to navigating relationships on YouTube, especially. This probably happens a little less in all of our personal lives, but when it comes to connections and things like that, on YouTube, opening up your back ends, opening up your door, all of that in your real life or in your YouTube life, be careful of these three kind of people, right? The three types of people you should never invite into your home or into your life. The first person, the first person is the flatterer. The flatterer, the flatterer, the flatterer. Hold on one second. Okay. The flatterer. Sorry, I was saying if my husband needed me. The flatterer. The reason why you should never bring or accept or invite a flatterer into your home is because a flatterer is someone who speaks too sweetly, right? Someone who speaks too sweetly. Flattery is manipulation wearing love's face. Okay? Flattery is manipulation wearing love's face. Okay? Something that comes to mind when I think about a flatterer is someone like Judas, right? Judas is someone who I would consider that of a flatterer. This is someone who spoke very, very, very highly of Jesus. This is someone, hey, Mel, good to see you, my love bug. This is someone who rode with Jesus, the long way, right? However, when Judas betrayed Jesus, he didn't do it by punching him. He didn't do it by putting him in a headlock. He didn't do it by whipping him or spitting on him. He betrayed him by way of a kiss. A kiss is something that is an expression of love, right? Hold on one second, y'all. You found it? Hey, Mama Three, I love you. Shout out to Jackson learning to ride his bike. Shout out to my beautiful nephew. I'm so proud of him learning new things. I'm so proud of him. Shout out to you. Y'all make sure at this time, listen, big things come in small packages. Please hit the like button. Your like count. All right. Your like counts. Now let's get back to it. If you just got with me, we're discussing the three types of people you should not invite into your house or into your life. The first one I just covered was the flatterer, someone who speaks very sweetly. They use manipulation as a way of showing love, but it's not love. Excuse me. They use flattery as a pretend way to showcase love, but it's really just manipulation. Anyone that speaks overly sweet, overly just over the top, you know what I mean? To where it doesn't even seem realistic, They just complimenting things that ain't even, worth the compliment. They just round here. Everything you do is perfect. And let me tell you something too. Let me tell y'all something. A flatterer will steal your discernment. All right. Someone who flatters is someone who can very easily lie. It's someone who basically can be brown nosing you. Someone flattery often comes with a price. When someone is overly flattering you, they often want something from you. It's just like back in the day when you would meet a man who might just want to lay down with you. They might just sweet talk the straight draws off of you. Mm-hmm. Just you are the most beautiful, the most this, the most that, the most this, the most that. Just blow your head all the way up. All right. Usually, if someone is using overly, if they're just over the top with flattery, they normally want something from you, right? Because they're complimenting you really without rhyme or reason, just random sweetness for really no reason, right? So be careful of the flatterer, right? Be careful of the flatterer. The flatterer is someone who also will not correct a friend. Someone who is a flatterer is someone who will brown nose a person so much that a person will a flatterer will help a person who's wrong seem like they're right, right? They will tell a person they're right even if they're wrong. Okay, so this is what makes a person who's too flattery. This is what makes them dangerous, right? Because if someone is always telling you that you're right, telling you this, telling you that, you never really have a sense of accountability. It's kind of like surrounding yourself with yes men, right? Sometimes having a bunch of people to go along with everything that you say or do, it doesn't help us grow much, do it? Um, can I ask an off-topic question? When you have multiple YouTube channels, uh, you have you had to verify each account with your phone number? I don't think I don't think I'm not for sure. I don't think so. I think I really just needed an email. I'm not for sure if I'm not really for sure because I think you don't have to do a lot of verifications unless you're trying to monetize the channel. Otherwise, I think it really just is an email and maybe it uses your number for verification, like in case you are shut out of your account. But I mean, in case you log out and forget your password or something like that, it might have a multiple verification situation. But as far as have to, I don't think you have to. But I will say this that YouTube is adding a lot of things and taking away a lot of things. Like I just was told through Mama 3 that starting January the 1st, you will have to have 8,000 watch hours instead of 4. So you know, they're making some changes that I don't think is to make it easier, but however, I digress. So the first person was a flatterer. The second person that you should not welcome into your space or your home is the one who brings chaos. Before I go on, I have 11 people in here. Is there any way I can get one person to write out flattery or flatterer? And can I get someone else to write down chaos in capital letters in the chat? Let me know if I can get you to do that. One person write flattery and one person write chaos or chaotic. Thank you, mentors. Thank you so very much. And we got chaos in the chat. Now, if I can get flattery in the chat. Thank you, Miss Denise. Thank you, Mama 3. Thank y'all so much. Because I just want the words to stick in the chat for us to see, right? So the first one was flattery, guys. The second one is a person who brings chaos. Someone who is have a chaotic life will bring chaos to your life. This is a person who, if you ever have anyone ever had someone in their home, it doesn't have to be a stranger. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be your sibling's friend if you live with a sibling. It could be a friend of a parent. It could be a friend of your child. It could be whoever, right? Have you ever had so, and I know a lot of us are, we don't just let anyone into our space, right? I get that. But over your course of however old you are, right? Even if it was when you were younger and you were a kid, and maybe it could be a friend of your mom or your dad's, right? Thank you so much, Mel. Hey, beautiful Pammy Pooh. Welcome in, sweetness. Welcome in. Have any of you ever had you so funny, mentors? That is one of my favorite animated movies. Have any of you ever experienced someone who, whether they're your friend, whether they're someone else's friend, or whatever, in your home, whether it was just for a little while or repeatedly, have you ever had someone in your home, even if it was one of your own friends who you love? So maybe, you know how we can overlook some things in people that we're close to. We tolerate things a little bit better from those that we really love or like a little more than people we don't like, right? This is a natural human nature, right? I don't know how natural it is. I'm going to say it's natural. You know, it's natural human behavior, right? But have you ever had someone and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you I have, and more than once. Okay. I'm 42. So, once or twice over my years of having homes, I have definitely experienced this before. And once was from an actual, close associate. And one was actually a family member, right? And not a close family member, but one that didn't even live in the city. But when they come around, it's just not the energy, right? Distant family, but it is what it is. I have experienced, and even a friend before, who it was becoming taxing, right? I don't know if y'all ever had this walk before, but I have, where I had a friend where over the years you kind of get used to things at first, kind of get used to their a person ways or whatever. But after a certain amount of time or whatever, sometimes people can become taxing, right? And what I mean by that is someone whose life may be extremely chaotic, for instance. Maybe they have chaotic children. Maybe they have a chaotic boyfriend or girlfriend, right? And because their life and situation is chaotic, they want to come, and because you're their friend, they talk to you about all the chaos in their life. It's always something. If they have a work story, it's always something wrong. If they have a relationship story, every day is something wrong. Every day it's something to gripe or complain about, right? um in any of their situations when they come in, or if they call. Because again, I'm not just talking about your homes, I'm talking about even in your ear gate on the phone. Have you ever just had any conversations with someone who just seemed like you love them, but they never have anything good to say? They're just always mopey, they just always down in the dumps, and just like, does anything ever go good in your world? Am I the only one who experienced that? And it's okay if I am. Let me know. Let me know. It's okay if I stand alone. All right. I've had a lot of experiences in my life. I've seen a lot of people. You heard me? Hey, Buttercup Sugar. How you doing? Welcome in, love bug. Mel says, no, I'm not. So I'm not alone. Okay, Mel. Mel, come through with the come through, right? You done experienced that. Buttercup, have you ever had anyone in your life that it's just like when they come around, they're chaotic, they always have negative things to say. Nothing ever, 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 ever is going right in their life. It just seemed like they was just, I mean, just everything about their life is just unlucky. Have you ever experienced that? TC Chronicles, my beautiful, beautiful cousin. Have you ever experienced someone in your life that, even if you love them, or they could be attached to someone else, it doesn't matter. Have you ever had someone that was either in your home every time they come, you like, it could be family, it could be your own friend, it could be a boyfriend's cousin or friend. Have you ever experienced someone who just always bring chaos to your home, or a friend who every time they call, it's negative, they never have anything good to say, and you love them? It might be someone who you deal with it because you love them, or their family, or you knew them your whole life. But as time go on, it's just, yes, cousin, a Debbie Downer. Thank you. Yes, another great term, a Debbie Downer. Have you? And then Hey, my brother Allen, what's cracking? You know I love me some you. Ooh, ooh. Shout out to my brother. And TC has said yes. She's experienced the Debbie Downer type person, right? And so, if you just got with me, I'm discussing the three people you should never invite into your life. This live is called The Invitation because I'm currently talking about things that you should avoid inviting into your life. And in this moment, I'm talking about the three people you should not invite in your life. Just as a recap, the first one was the flatterer, because people who are overly flatterers will leave you with egg on your face. They want you to always feel like the best. So they won't tell you when you have egg on your face, and they're your yes man. They're always saying you're right, even if you're wrong. They can be dangerous because of that. Now we're on the chaotic person. Oh, I'm glad you here, Brother Allen. I'm glad you here. I'm glad you here, Hunty. Okay, shout out. So yes, let me know if you guys are coming in, if you've ever dealt with someone who is just constantly chaotic. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you're just joining me. Let me know if you are if you've experienced this. Now, as you do, let me know if you would like. I'm going to continue talking about the chaotic person. Like I said, this person would be someone who, when they come into your house, even though you invited them, you want to hang out with them, and it's like you keep trying to give it a chance and give it a chance, but at some point you realize that every time they come or you are around them, the energy in your home or within you shifts, right? You it's almost like trauma dumping. Someone who just always trauma dumping, right, Mel? Very draining. The chaotic person can be so draining, right? Let me tell you something, guys. Another thing about the chaotic person. A chaotic person never knows how to read the room because they are only trying to make the room, they're only worried about what to change the room into, and that's chaos, right? A chaotic person does not know how to read the room. Have you ever had someone that maybe they come, in your life, maybe stop by unexpectedly, or even saying, "Hey, I'm in the neighborhood," or whatever, and you say, "Sure, stop by." And they come in and say you sit back watching a movie, a good movie or whatever and stuff, right? And you could tell them on the phone, "Yeah, we just sitting here watching a movie or whatever." But they know you watching a movie, right? They know you chilling, you whatever, whatever, whatever. And instead of them coming in and they chilling and watching a movie or whatever, or whatnot, they come in and be like all hyped up. They want to talk the whole time. Like you trying to look at this when the movie getting real good, but that, instead of just chilling, waiting till the movie over and then we can have some conversation time, they want to come in all boisterous. They got 99 stories to tell, and you ain't even, how when you don't really want to be bothered, like you don't mind them being there, but you don't want it to affect what you're currently doing. So while they're telling you the story, you can't even really give full reaction because you're a little annoyed. You're like, the fuck, you know, you a little annoyed because read the room, you know. We ain't hyped up. We ain't da 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 da. We chilling. Unless you came to just be chilling, like calm that down. What is we doing? I can't even hear the TV now because you all loud. What? I do not want to hear about Amy at your job right this second because I'm trying to watch the end of this movie. Chaotic people do not know how to read the room at all. All right? At all. They are someone who stirs up chaos in another person's life or space. This could be on your YouTube. This could be on the phone. This could be at work. This could be at your home. This could be wherever. A chaotic person presence is to stir up chaos in other people's life and space. I know quite a few who love to stir up chaos and confusion and things of that nature, right? I know them on and off of YouTube. People that just have chaotic energy that have nothing good to say um um unless they are doing what? Sometimes, oh y'all, sometimes you can find these people that are all three of the type of person you should not invite into your space. You can find someone who is chaotic, who's full of flattery to some, who's hateful to some, and overly flattering to others because they have an ulterior motive. Usually when you see these kind of people who stir up confusion and chaos, being overly sweet. Oh my God, you're so da 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 da. And sometimes it could be to the same type of person that they could have just finished dragging through the mud. You hear me? Let me tell you. These type of people want something. When somebody start giving you a little too much praise, just all of a sudden, it's one thing for, you know, it's one thing for one thing, and it's a whole nother thing when it's just laid on extra, extra, extra thick. There's no in between. They either have to hate or showcase the act, showcase the what can I say? The characteristics of love, but it's fake. Hmm. When people who operate in a lot of chaos and evil and hate and stuff like that, oftentimes when they are speaking on some very highly of someone, it's usually for a narrative, or it's either for a narrative or it's for something. They need something from someone, huh? When all of a sudden you getting too much attention, too many sweet words from somebody, they want something from you. Hmm? Butter you up. When somebody just buttering you up, they want something from you. Hey, Shaquintley, baby, good to see you. Thank you for being here, sweetheart. Shout out, shout out. I'm the survivor. I think I seen I'm the survivor in here. Did I not? Hey, I'm the survivor. Love you, sweetheart. Good to see you. So yes, oh yes, oh yes. We're talking about the flatterer, and we're also talking about the chaotic person, right? Their energy shift. When you ever been around somebody at work that's just always griping and this, that, and the third, you don't even want to really be around them. Like your energy changes when you have to be in the room with them because they're just a negative, very negative entity. You know what I mean? So be careful of the chaotic person, someone who is always um if you tell them something, they never have a bright side. They anything you tell them, they like to stir up confusion in your mind, right? If you could ask them, a chaotic person is the kind of person that if you get advice from them, you are more confused on what to do than before you ask them. That's chaos. Chaos. Someone that's quick to tell you to do the thing that you really don't want to do because it'll give it a bigger bang. Sometimes you could tell someone a relationship problem or something like that, and they'll give you the type of advice that's sure to make situations worse because they're looking for a story, they're looking for the gossip. You ain't, this is what chaotic people do. They're always looking for the T. They're looking for the chaos. They gravitate to the chaos in your life. Normally, when a person, this is how, and the things that I'm telling you all in any of my studies are not always things that are going to show themselves without a person paying attention. Like it says, oftentimes flattery can look like love. If you're not paying attention, if you're not using if you're not using your, your intuition and things of that nature, you can easily be tricked. You could sometimes chaotic people are mistaken for fun people. Sometimes a person that's just all over the place, always just doing, and just here, there, everywhere. More than sometimes a chaotic person can look like someone who is fun and entertaining, but really chaotic. They're always stirring. They always trying to somehow help push something along that's going to lead to more chaos. Watch out for the chaotic person. The third person is the morally corrupt. So we've talked about the flatterer and we've talked about the chaotic person. Now we're to the morally corrupt. Be careful inviting morally corrupt people into your space and into your world. Okay? When somebody's lifestyle or thoughts or beliefs pulls you away from your values, you might want to rethink their presence into your life. Hey, Tink Tink, love you. So we've done the flatterer, we've done the chaotic person, we've done the flatterer, the chaotic person, and now we're on the morally corrupt. When someone's lifestyle, beliefs, or thoughts or actions pull you away from your values, it says that bad company corrupts good character. Let me repeat that because look at here. It's a lot of morally corrupt folks off the internet and on the internet. You hear me? It says here that if you turn away from your own values, your own integrity and moral compass, once you start being amongst somebody, it says here in my notes that things that you would find not funny, you'll start to think is funny. You will normalize things that you would find morally wrong, goes against your integrity. Something that would normally make you cringe would make you laugh. Anybody seen any of that? Anybody seen any of that? Anybody just knew that someone wasn't this type of person, and next thing you know, they think that sinister things are funny. They give a pass for nasty behaviors. Go along to get along. Have anybody ever seen anybody put their own values aside, came in the YouTube streets, or it could be your personal life, but I know we all met here. But have you ever known anyone who, when you meet them, or and when you meet them, there's something different. aligned with your something different, meaning your integrity is intact and you think their integrity is intact. But along the way, you notice that when it comes down to how they may react to certain things, what they find funny, what they find humor, you might wake up one day and hmm. See, if you come into a situation before meeting someone or being somewhere and you have values that you know you've always stood by, and one day you wake up and realize that the values you came in with, you no longer have. You came in with a certain respect for something or someone, or what have you, that you don't even care about no more. I know I've seen it far too often. I've seen it far too often where you could see someone who was an advocate for people getting along, an advocate for peace, now is at the center of chaos, huh? Anybody seen anybody around, even if it's within yourself or in another, where you like, what? When did stuff like this become funny to us? When did stuff like this become acceptable? Well, you maybe even ran with a person or a crowd where you thought you was standing on something, standing on business, standing on something that felt good, and all of a sudden you realize that you were at the same place with two different purposes. I know I have. Where things that would normally you would consider bad becomes normalized. Where you would normally judge someone and stay away from certain activities, actions, and certain people, it becomes the very people you flee to, the very people you can't wait to see the next day, the very people you end your day with. Chaos, confusion, nastiness, evilness, and lack of peace. Chaos becomes the norm. Do you look at your YouTube life before YouTube, your regular life before YouTube, and see what think about the type of atmosphere that you're in, you know? Think about how you spent your days and things like that. And then look at the now. Were you a peaceful person that welcomed peaceful things before YouTube? And now you gravitate only to chaos, only to confusion, only to negativity. Do you get sad when people, do you get bored and unhappy when people get along? Uh, Literally. Some people out here don't like when people get along because it takes away from what they're really entertained by. Ain't it sad? Ain't it sad? Ain't it sad or not? Things that make us look bad as a people get the most attention. People love a clown show and a circus act. Isn't it crazy how we are entertained by the foolish behaviors of our own people? This is the norm. So in my notes, it tells us to stay away from the flatterer, the chaotic one, and the morally corrupt. It say be wise with who gets access to your home, your ear, your eye gates. It says that the flatterer steals discernment. Before I go on, can somebody put in a chat, they be stealing? Brother Allen, can you put a lock on the door? Because my notes got some thieving things in it. Brother Allen, drop a lock on the door. They be stealing. Okay? Before I continue. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, baby. Mel, they be stealing. All right? Let me wait for Brother Allen to get a lock on the door. We need a lock on the door. Thank you, Brother Allen. Thank you so much. Now I feel extra secure. 2 locks and they be stealing, all right? According to my notes, it says the flatterer steals your discernment. Huh? A flatterer come on now, Tinkers. It says the flatterer be stealing, Tinkers. The flatterer steals your discernment. Oh, sweet talk, you so good. Listen, Linda, you don't even think no more. You just wait for the compliments. You don't even check to make sure you got the crust out your eye. Because the flatterer says you look beautifully and clean and fresh. The flatterer says, oh, well, you don't smell too bad, huh? The flatterer. Now, the flatterer steal your discernment. It says the contentious, chaotic person steals your peace. The flatterer steals your discernment. The chaotic one steals your peace. And the morally corrupt steals your values. The flatterer steals your discernment. The chaotic person steals your peace. And the morally corrupt steals your values. Those are the 3 types of people to avoid having in your life: the flatterer, the chaotic one, and the morally corrupt. Be careful what you invite into your life. It's not only about people, right? We got to be careful of that. But I go a little deeper with you to say you also have to be careful. How about, because baby, I know some folks that's all 3 in 1. Okay. Oh, Miss Roslyn, come on now. Don't listen. Get me on my good foot now. Listen. Oh, wait. You, ooh, girl. Ooh, ma'am. Child. Cause I know a couple that are flatter because they want something from somebody. Chaotic because they want to take away somebody's peace, and morally corrupt because they want to steal values. Absolutely. Come through. Brother Allen. Ooh, wait, you hear me? But there's many other things that we have to think about when it comes to the invitation, the invitation, the invitation. As you go throughout your life, keep in mind the invitation, the invitation. The invitation doesn't just stop and start with people. Sometimes it's what you invite into your gates. That's your eye gate, and that is also your ear gate. Quick story time. When I was younger, when I was a teenager up until maybe my early 20s or so, right? A late teen up into my early 20s. This may have been between age 19 through maybe 22, 23, something like that. I absolutely loved scary movies. I really, really did. I loved, I don't like gory things. I don't like things that play around with spirits, exorcisms, and poltergeisty type things, that ain't it, for me. You know what I'm saying? I used to love me some things like, Jason's, Michael Myers, and all of them good people or whatever. I used to like some good scary movies, right? But I BS you not. For years, and my mother would tell y'all this. For years, what would happen is whomever I spoke with last and whatever I was doing last or watching last, I would then dream about. So often, we usually watch scary movies at nighttime, right? We usually, you want to watch your scary movies when the sun go down and it's dark and this, that, and the third, right? Well, at any time I would watch a scary movie, when I would go to sleep, I would be the character in the scary movie, to the fact where my heart would be racing. I was always running, I was always running from something or this, that, and the third. And literally, it would be whatever I would watch last. You know what I'm saying? And so literally it took me to stop watching these scary movies because it was messing with the peace of my rest. I was not I was restless because I was living out in my dreams what I had just been watching, right? And so I literally had to stop watching scary movies and things, negative things, because it was messing with my rest. It was messing with my rest, and I would wake up feeling unrested because it's kind of like you sleep, but you not quite sleep. You know what I mean? Because your body is less subdued. It's still active. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometime when my dog is asleep, his legs will move like he's running, indicating that he's running in his sleep, right? So sometimes like your mind could even be trying to come out of a sleep to end the dream. And so you end up kind of restless. So yeah, I had to stop allowing horror and stuff like that into my eye gate before I went to sleep, so it did not disturb my peace while I slept, right? So this is another way of see, I invited the horrors that I watched while awake. I was inviting into my rest because I was literally watching it right before going to sleep, sometimes falling asleep watching scary movies or whatever, right? So I was opening up my ear and eye gate, to live this stuff out in my dream, causing restlessness. So yeah, this is just another example of being careful of what you invite into your life. Everyone's different. A horror movie, you might not dream or remember your dream, so it might not affect you, but it affected me, right? So I made it a point to only go to sleep listening or observing things that were happy and feel good, nothing that weighed me down. If you will notice, you guys, I'm not big on being disheartened. I am not big on being outside of my happy space. If you will notice on my live, I may mention maybe for days, maybe for a couple of weeks, a subject that's not a happy subject, right? Like the Romika and Holly situation. If you will notice over here, I could never make a channel based off of just cases and things like that. And it's not because I don't care. It's because I have to sometimes I have to protect my heart's peace, right? If I sit and I'm on this internet searching for every person who done got unalived, searching, that's not what I want on my chest all day, every day. Why? Because that's something that will never stop. People, the world is very corrupt, right? And so I know that disheartening things are constantly happening every single day, right? And I don't want to make my life. You can't get joy out of just keeping your mind and eye gate on bad things that happen. It's good to be in the know, but I don't like live in that space, right? I can tap into it, peek my head in on situations, but I don't let disheartening things just, surround me, I can't do it. So this is why y'all will see me. It's why I kind of, I became the roaster, the jokester, and the one who, goofy and make you laugh and what have you. You know what I'm saying? Because I like staying upbeat. I like being happy and joyous. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let me see. I'm not sure if this may be a flaw in myself yet. Negative people I am drawn to and feel I need to help and may be able to share and relate so they may change their mindset. Yeah. Yet if too deep, I have to pull away so not to fall into my own depression state. Absolutely. There is nothing wrong with helping and you know, trying to make a change in someone else's life and all of that. But like you just said, you can try and you can give it your best, but when to pull someone out of, you can try to pull somebody out of darkness and into the light. But if they refuse so much to it gets to the point where now it's like you've been in the darkness is starting to become um too comfortable or too normal for you. That's when you don't stay in nobody's darkness so long that you become dark, right? Because sometimes, yes, in order to pull somebody into your light, you have to show up in their darkness, right? um because darkness doesn't always mean evil. Sometimes a dark state of mind could be grieving, it could be depression, it could be anxiety. Areas. Darkness is different types of darkness. Some people are in the darkness of evil, some could be in the darkness of depression, anxiety, the darkness of defeat, the darkness of failure, the darkness of any of those things that just aren't good, that's not prosperous. You know what I'm saying? Not good for the spirit, body, or mind. So come into somebody's darkness to try to pull them into the light um isn't a bad thing. Now I'm not coming into your evil. I'm not doing it. All right. What I have to do, I'm not now listen, let me tell y'all something about people darknesses. I will come and meet you in the dark corners of your spaces in depression. I will come and meet you in the dark spaces when it comes to sickness, like in your health area or whatever. I will come in grief, anxiety. I will show up in a lot of areas of darkness to help a fellow person. But when I tell you I am not, and I repeat, I am not, all right? I am not taking a chance on nobody's evil energy jumping on me. Like I flee from evil. Okay. I personally flee from evil. All right. Now I don't always flee from negativity and things of that nature. But it to me it's a big difference between like evil is the worst of negative, right? You can have negative language, negative thoughts. You can even have some negative actions. Imperfect people do things that aren't, considered good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be working on themselves. But just knowingly moving in evil, I'm not taking no chance on now I will pray for you, you know what I'm saying? I will, I can do things like but I'm not coming into, I have to deal with evil in a different way. I don't want it, once I know it's there, I don't want it in my physical space, if that makes sense, right? you know I don't want it in my physical space. It's just the, mm-mm. I'm still I'm still trying to get there. And it's a lot of things I can combat and, this, that, and the third. But listen, I'm not coming into no evil spaces. I'm just not doing it. I can pray for you, you know what I mean? If I can help it, if I can help it, if I just know that's where a person wants to be, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna let you take me out or take my life or whatever in case that I can't get that demon out of you quick enough. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not putting my life on the line at this current time to try to rid nobody of their own evil. I'm not doing it. I gotta leave you where you at, all right, and save my own spirit. Okay. Now, as I build myself up in the most high, maybe that's different. But right now, it's catching. All right. Hey, Miss Lynn, it's good to see you, sugar. Good to see you. Yeah, that stuff is catching. Mentors and tip. I scroll the YouTube street sometimes to try to give others a little help and insight, but sometimes those people are far gone chasing a mass validation that chasing a mass validation that I just keep it pushing. Yep. And sometimes you gotta, cause I mean, listen, sometimes it don't be worth it, you know. You gotta sometimes leave evil where it is. You heard me? Some evil, some people ain't trying to some people spirit want the evil out. Some people are trying to fight the evil within and stuff and might need a little help. But some people welcome evil. Some people welcome evil words. Some people welcome evil actions, bad negativity. They welcome evil thoughts on people. I'm ain't doing it. You heard me? I ain't with it. I don't want no parts. Just don't. Um, and so yeah, some a part that I said earlier about the three people I was going over, especially when it comes to the chaotic one. I know y'all heard the saying, when a clown moves into a castle, he doesn't become a king, the castle becomes a circus. That's another reason why you have to protect your energy, you know? You can have one clown in your circle and the circle becomes a circus. That's what you have to avoid. Sometimes you have to remove things or let the universe remove things before your castle becomes a circus dealing with a clown. Huh? One more time for the cheap seats tinkers. For the cheap seat, okay? So, listen. It said when a clown moves into a castle, he doesn't become a king. The castle becomes a circus. Ain't that something right there? Tink, 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 tink. Ain't that something? You got to be careful. You hear me? We got to be careful. Now, as I am talking about some negative things, to not invite into your your space and things like that. I talked a little bit about people. I talked about thoughts. Not if I didn't, let me say this: be careful about the thoughts that you also place inside your head, which is why it is good to reading and things of that nature, doing things that's good for your mind, elevating your mind and exercising your mind is very good. Because listen, an idle mind is the devil's playground. You hear me? An idle mind and idle hands is the devil's playground. Okay. So if you are, not, what's the word, tapping in and putting your mind to positive things, doing positive things. If you're not doing positive things, listening to positive things, watching positive things, all of that stuff, you're leaving a big gap open for negativity to enter your mind. If you always listening to negative people, if you always on the phone with negative people, you're going to start to become a negative person. I actually watched this happen once in real life between two friends, where one friend was very negative, always complaining, always complaining. The other one was more upbeat, more optimistic and things like that. Over time, the one who was optimistic started taking on the traits of the one who was the complainer, the one who was never happy, never satisfied. Everything was always wrong. And that's what you don't want, right? You don't want to make excuses to have something in your life that changes who you are, not for the better, not for the greater good, right? So be careful, right? As we also talk, yes, 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 you are the company you keep. That's why sometimes you can't always consider everything and everyone that is no longer in your life as a loss. Every friend wasn't a friend to start with. You heard me? And now sometimes people are in your life for a reason and a season, and just when it's time for it to not be, things can happen. At the end of the day, there's also some people in your life that don't need to be in your life, not ever at all, that you can invite into your life, right? And if you don't get a grip or get control and stop making excuses, you can end up in a bad way with bad people in your circle. Do notice that if you ever find yourself detached from someone that you used to be cool with or whatever in your personal life, YouTube, it doesn't matter. If your energy felt better without that person in your world, you ain't you it's not a loss, right? Everything that's removed from your life is not a loss, right? If God removes an abuser out your house or whatever, that's not a loss. Something that is no longer in your life is not always considered a loss. It could be being removed to save you, help you, or grow you. You hear me? Come through with the come through. All right. Only your enemies want negative things to that is removed from your life to feel like a loss. All right. Period. Okay. When people don't understand your journey, they're judging your gains and your losses according to their perception, according to their mind, according to what they want to visualize with their optics, huh? What they say, a turtle and a giraffe looks at two different levels. You heard me? They look at two different levels, huh? Now, the giraffe can bend down and see what's low to the ground, but the turtle can only see from ground level. You heard me? That the turtle might be trying to tell you, give you advice, but the turtle, I mean, that's why you got to be careful with those you get invite, what advice you even invite into your life, huh? Because you might be getting advice from somebody who ain't on your level, right? Why would the bird turn to the turtle to see what's going on in the sky? Huh? Huh? Why come for? Why would the fish ask the bird what's going on in the water? You heard me? If you in the sky and I'm in the water, what am I going? If you got to pay attention to who on your level and who not. You can't always get advice about everything from the same person. Just because somebody your friend or because this, that, and the third, why you gonna go get relationship advice from somebody that can't maintain a relationship, don't know how to get out of one or notice when they're in a good one? Why would you do that, huh? Why would you get health advice from someone that ain't healthy? Huh? Gots to be better than that, huh? So we have to be careful of the bad things that we invite into our life. Also, I'm gonna pause right here and say, if anybody would like to join Brother Allen, I know positive things don't blow up like negative. It's sad, so sad but true. But if anybody want to join Brother Allen and bless this live, bless my mustard seed. If you feel like you learned something here, you enjoy the content, equally or more than you did, you know what I mean? Don't leave the positive content hanging, you dig? Now, but thank you to Brother Allen, you dig? Listen, Linda. Now, there's also good things to invite into your life. Before I go there, the last thing I want to say, I said thoughts, I said people, and now I'm going to say words. Be careful of the words that you invite into your atmosphere as well. The words that you surround your atmosphere with. Keep in mind you whatever follows I am is. Let me repeat that. Whatever follows I am is, right? If you always claiming, for instance, um someone who's always complaining they broke can end up broker. You heard me? You can speak a different level of brokenness into your life if you keep saying, I am broke. If you keep saying the words, I am heartbroken, you stay heartbroken. When you're not speaking life and positivity over yourself, life and positivity flees from you. When you speak negativity over your life, even if you are in a negative moment, negativity sticks onto you. It stays clinging to your ever soul. Okay. I am is. You heard me? You become whatever follows I am. Right? Whatever follows I am is. If you keep repeating I am lonely, you get lonelier. If you keep saying I'm depressed, you become more depressed. If you keep spewing out, I am angry, you take on anger like a normal emotion that you are meant to stick with, stay with, huh? Anger keeps you into the darkness. Depression keeps you into the darkness. Anxiety keeps you into the darkness. Grief keeps you inside of the darkness. Hatred keeps you inside of the darkness. When you are unwell and keep repeating how sick you are telling your body to operate in sickness. Our body listens to us. Our brain, everything is operating together. You can be sick. Your body already knows this. Your mind already knows this. But if you keep speaking sickness in the atmosphere, the sickness lingers, right? We got to be careful of constantly putting things behind I am. When we say I am tired all the time, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. Your words alone can make you weary. Almost like when you say it, you start moving in a more sluggish way, acknowledging that you are tired instead of continuing to push through in a normal manner and stopping when you need to stop. We would rather keep moving in a sluggish way. We would rather hang our shoulders to accentuate the fact that we are tired. We have to wear the face of sickness in our expressions to accentuate the fact that we are sick. We have to look like depression. To say we are depressed means don't comb your hair, don't get in the shower, don't put some clothes on. We start to say things and then we become it even more. Be careful of what follows I am. You are declaring what you are. You are declaring what you are. You are putting it into the atmosphere and surrounding yourself with these words. Yes, yes, mentors. It can be very consuming, very consuming. We don't realize just how much our words we put on our own self. And we don't know that we tend to, once we are saying it, we start to mimic the words that we're using. We have to slouch. We have to hang our head low. We have to literally bring the visual of what we are because we're saying it. So we're telling our body to look like this. I am tired. So I sit down and I sigh. I can't just sit down. I have to cry out. I'm telling that I'm making the atmosphere hear it, feel it, see it. Now that I've said some things on negative invitations, I want you to also know that where you can invite negativity, you can reverse all of this or focus on the opposite and invite good things into your life. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, but who also keep it real with you. Surround yourself with people who would rather see you in a peaceful place than a chaotic one. Surround yourself with people who like the way you look in peace over war. Surround yourself with people who like to see you filled with joy instead of anger. Surround yourself with people who want you to keep to your values and actually add on to your values, not take away. All right. It's very important, right? Don't be around people who takes you away from your values. Make sure they're adding on. Thank you so much, cousin, for pouring into my mustard seed in such a wonderful way. I thank you so much, and brother Alan, for blessing this live. Listen. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Cause y'all know I'd have been done made my goal if I was cussing somebody out, child. That's why your goal got to be to reach and teach, honey. Cause let me tell you, honey, shell. If you ain't giving nobody the business, it be a struggle. You hear me? Hey, Shelly Shell, love you, baby. So good things. I want to tell you a little quick story. Inviting good things. First of all, make sure you're inviting good things into your mind. Make sure you're having good thoughts. Make sure you're speaking positivity and you are not surrounding yourself with someone that's always putting negativity in your ear gate. These are ways that you can protect your peace, invite peace into your life. This is nah, Shelly. This is how you can invite peace into your life. This is how you can invite love into your life. This is how you can invite joy into your life, so and so forth. So I'll tell you this. 3 people stood outside a family's home. They knocked on the door and the woman answered the door and said, "Hello, how can I help you?" One person introduced themselves as love, the other one as wealth, and the other one as luck. The lady said, "Would you like to come in?" They said, "Is your husband home?" The lady said, "Not right now, but he'll be here soon." The 3 people said, "All right, let us know when your husband returns. And we'd like to see which one of us he'd like to invite in. Only one of us can come in at a time. And we'd like your husband to be here when that choice is made." The husband comes home and the woman tells the husband about the 3 people that came to the house and said that they wanted you to be here and wanted to know which one of them can come inside of our home. So the husband said, "Come and go and get them and bring them all back." When Love, wealth, and luck came back. They told the husband the same thing they told the wife. We wanted to know which one of us can come into your home. Only one of us can come in at a time. They talk amongst themselves. The husband says, well, I think we should invite wealth into our home. The wife looks at the husband and says, well, I think luck would be a better option. Well, the son says, Mom, Dad, I think love is the best way to go. Because if we invite love in, then love will be in our home always. So the mom and dad agreed with the son and said that, you're right. Let's let love in. So they went to the door and said, we choose love. Love walked through the door. And behind love, wealth and luck walked through the door. The woman said to love, well, I thought you said only one of you could come into our home. Love looked at the woman and said, don't you know wherever love is, wealth, luck follows. Wealth and luck follows. Be careful what you invite, and make sure what you invite is the best choice for you, your family, your mind, and your spirits. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. Please continue to make sure you hit the like button. If you watch the replay, make sure that you leave me a comment. Let me know that you were there. Shout out to the beautiful mom of three. I think I shouted this out yesterday, but if not, I'm gonna give her another shout out on one of her last lives, hitting that big 52K. Shout out to you, baby girl. Listen, I'm a very proud sister standing 10 toes behind you. And I want you to keep pushing and keep doing what you're doing. Also to the Ashley D's, keep pushing with your content, as I know coming on here. Like I said, just like with myself, positivity ain't the most popular, but it's the most needed. So y'all stay pushing y'all stories out, your cases out, stay pushing love out, and keep doing what's necessary. I'm very proud of all my people, TC Chronicles. It has been wonderful seeing you come back out a little more steadily, because you don't let no grass grow under your feet, let me tell you that. All right, so it's been nice to see you giving us some of those great conversations back out here. We really, really enjoy them. Y'all make sure to go like, share, subscribe to all these beautiful people that y'all already know of. Shout out to the Royal Mod team. I really appreciate all that you all do for showing up for me. And the few handfuls of y'all that's really continue to support. As you know, and as my disclaimer, as I go out, I am most certainly trying to not trying, I'm going to push myself into a another algorithm. You all, I want to push myself into a positive algorithm, and I'm not letting my foot up until I'm there. It's another reason why I am not worried about numbers and things of that nature, because I'm really looking for I'm staying steadfast on this, because it has really been 3-4 years of just spreading here, spreading there, and you know um fair weather, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I have had people be dedicated to my channel due to always knowing at some point you're going to get somebody gonna get cursed out, roasted, this, that, and the third. And I'm not looking for that. So what I'm super excited of is um bringing in people who want to join us, who are already here and ready for this next walk. I'm looking to see some like-minded, not to turn any minds, but to gather and attract those that are already in a like-minded, positive space. I am not looking for a particular person. I'm not out here searching for a Christian. I'm not out here searching for a saint. I'm not out here searching for perfection. I'm out here searching for people that would rather lift up than tear down, that would rather support positivity than, fleeing until there's negativity. So, hey, Danny, how are you? And I hope you're doing well. I do. Absolutely, Tink. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't want I appreciate this journey, and I appreciate all that stuck with me in this journey, but I'm gonna stick with this new journey so it can bring in people that, want to support a different way of me doing things. You know what I'm saying? And want to support pouring into each other's mind and spirits. um it's just what I'm looking forward to, and it's almost like rebuilding a whole new channel, but with the same channel. So I don't want to take away from what was, and what has been, but I don't want to have to be a certain type of way to hold on to what came with a different season. You know what I mean? So it's where you are is somewhere really brand new. You're somewhere with a new energy. You're getting to know someone on a different level. That's me, right? So with that being said, um we're you just can't do that if you are scared to go deep. You can't do that if you are chasing algorithms instead of your purpose. And I want my purpose to be what makes me successful. And my purpose is to bring joy to people's heart, make you laugh, make people have a sense of good, somewhere good, positive to visit, with positive conversations and things of that nature. That's what's up, Tiff. Your hard work is going to pay out. Just watch, you'll see. I believe it, brother Allen. I believe it. I haven't been let down yet, I'm built for it. I love it. I'm actually really excited about it. If I wasn't, I would have been turned this loose for the numbers, for the money and everything else if it was about that, right? Because we know the crowds come with especially and y'all also have to understand there are algorithms for us, the people who wants to not be arguing and doing a little something positive, still have fun and enjoy ourselves. But you can't change the atmosphere. You can't change the current atmosphere. You can only change yourself in that atmosphere and change your atmosphere, right? So rebuilding is not an overnight success. So don't be weary. We are not, we have to let go of looking for the same faces to show up in the same places, right? People you get before, you have to keep them with who you were. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm just not, I'm not willing to have to stay arguing, fussing, and fighting and to keep the same people supporting me. I'd rather personally let go and let God and just continue this beautiful journey of this beautiful rebuild. And those that's meant to go on it will. And everyone ain't meant to go. Everyone ain't meant to go. So um don't think that the word is failing here because it's not attracting as many as the devil's spirits can bring, right? Don't we're not being discouraged from that. We've been here before and we blew up all over again. We've jumped the algorithm before and we've done this. So for those of y'all who ain't been a part of my entire journey, you might not know that. I've been here, done it, and done it well. You know what I mean? So absolutely, Mama Three. So I would rather be in this small crowds of 10 and 20 people, talking about something that brings me joy and where I get off live and my spirit is at peace. And I feel like I brought something to your life and your ear gate. And that's what it's about. So I would rather have 20 positive people pushing for my greatness and for this new movement I'm on versus, 300 that wants to, see you, saying jacked up things and, you know, doing jacked up things. It's just not there. So I expect that the crowd that I gained doing that is not the same crowd I am going to have with doing something different. Those who don't mind something different or balance or just over it will find themselves here, as well. Some people can maintain all the different atmospheres and spaces. Some may want to change eventually, a change in pace and still see some familiar faces. We hope to have it all here. But we are not trying to hold on to things that aren't meant for our next level. We don't need the chaos and the dysfunction and think, hey Jaleel, love, welcome in. Hey Terry, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We just don't need the dysfunction. We just don't. So um, you know, this is where we at right now. And I couldn't be happier. My channel is matching my lifestyle. It's peaceful. It's peaceful. And you know what also happens in my life? It's always been about quality over quantity. So, I'm enjoying getting to see a different quality, different conversation. I learn from y'all and y'all learn from me. And so, boom, here we are. Hey, authentic young lady, how you doing? Sugar, sugar. Good to see you. So yes, oh yes, oh yes, y'all. So today, this was all about, this ties into everything. Everybody can't be invited. You can't. When you got to make moves, sometimes you might ain't got time to transform the world in order for you to make your move. You know what I mean? People just gotta come when they ready, you know what I'm saying? Or not at all. And thank you for, past support. But yeah. So I don't want people to be like waiting on a bunch of folks from, Saga to, be jumping from argumentative lives to rushing to be seen here. You know what I mean? Because then people will start to feel foolish. You know what I mean? So, people will start to feel a little foolish if they still applied not funny, not roasting, not little, you know, blank talk, but downright, nastiness. Some people that have embraced the nastiness of it all. And to be seen here would mean that they would be convicted from the nastiness, right? And the nastiness is more you know, there's more familiar people doing the nastiness than it is the positivity, you know? And people need places to go throughout their day. So until we get more people on a positive wavelength, and a lot of the positive people don't really even go live like that. That's not a part of this, like talking about the sector stuff, saga stuff, or whatever. you know, People be living their life, and you know what I'm saying? So you really just have you know, daily chaos. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have multiple people going live on positive things and trying to teach and reach. It's just, all about the same old stuff, same soup just warmed over. So we don't want to make anyone feel no type of way. We want people to enjoy everywhere that they are. I'm just opening up the doors for those that want to enjoy a little something different every now and then. Sick of it. It's been 4 years of hatefulness, 4 years of drama, 4 years of who doing what here, there, and wherever. And ain't nobody learning nothing from Brianna life. Ain't nobody learning nothing from the truth life. It's just a bunch of, you know, things to cause keep division and chaos going. And yeah. So I don't know if it'll ever get old. I mean, I don't know. Just, it ain't my business, but yeah. So I'm only saying that because people will look to be looking for previous crowds and things to be involved in something else, and you can't. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually it's gonna make you feel weird coming with your. It's gonna make you feel weird because you're gonna have a hard time being in evils and nastiness amen corner and then coming over here and being in my amen corner. It's not about me, it's just about you not a lot of people ain't gonna be comfortable with that because it'll start to convict you can't show up for God and the devil all in the same breath. You just can't. So don't expect those who gravitate more to what the devil want to produce. Don't expect them to want to, you know, let me see. The internet and the real world is not short on chaos. Someone has to be the voice of reason. Why not Tiff? Why not Tink Tink? Why not Tink? I mean, I got a positive friend circle, positive marriage, positive life. You know, I should have a positive channel, and I love it. So, I'm just throwing that out there because I don't want no one to, feel away, or if anyone does, or think they're not welcome because of if they're here, there, or wherever. It's all about what's gonna eventually make you uncomfortable, you know? And it comes to a point where, it'll be hard for people coming from one live with somebody saying drop dead and then coming to another live with somebody saying, speak life into the atmosphere. That's gonna get a little tricky. So, that's gonna get a little tricky. But anywho, absolutely. And I tell y'all this too. A lot of times, and I'm gonna be real honest with you. When it's good, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. Chaos in this sector has brought more. people and more financial whatever, backing than positivity. But I'm gonna tell you what, the price you pay for it, the price you pay on hooping, hollering, screaming, having to really watch and pay attention to your enemies and things to have a rebuttal and all of that is just too taxing. It can be really taxing. At the end of the day, it's like, what it chips off from your core, what it chips off from your soul and who you are. It's just not, you end up losing a lot more than you gain, you know? It's very spiritually taxing. And you don't know just how much until you not doing it no more, you know? And I mean, I'm just telling you, and sometimes imagine folks that's going through doxing and crazy things and having all their business put out that ain't even content creators. Imagine the dark hole gets deep for CCs, supporters, you name it. You know? Yeah. It's a lot of people don't look like the fresh face like they did coming in. Hey, beautiful queen, I love you. There's people who their faces are have changed. It's people that this beefing and this stuff. All this stuff. Just stuff. It's wearing down on folks, and you don't know that it has worn you down until you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? I promise you. I promise you. There's a lot of things people don't know they're in until you get out. Until you get out. Oh, thank you, beautiful queen, my love. Sometimes you don't know how bad an abusive relationship is until you out of it. Sometimes you don't know how good another job is till you leave the one that's making you miserable. Sometimes you got to get out to see just how deep you was in something. People can't see the taxing things on evil and drama and negativity when you're in it because you're too consumed with it. You're too consumed with it. You know? And when people overly, because don't be someone that's out. It's one thing to be consumed with back and forths with people, but Lord, don't stay so stuck and consumed in it that you so stuck you stand to argue with yourself. You got some people, child, that need some beef and some anger so much they'll just be at listen. They'll be at odds with the air until they just to release evil. You know what I mean? They don't be worth it. Evil people ain't worth your energy, your time, your ear gate, or your eye gate. Just not. Now, some people have an evil moment, you know, but some are just plain old evil, you know. You do the same, mentors. All y'all do the same, If you hear, I look at y'all like people that, we might peek in and, like I said, y'all, I'm still a person who love a good roast. You heard me? I am not no holier than now, sanctified, nothing. I just know that I can speak about more and bring more to the table. And I do know that sometimes when people cannot, people feeling failure in certain things is different than me because some people fail due to what they're looking for from whatever they got going on. Some people don't feel successful unless they got a huge crowd. Some people can have a huge crowd but don't feel successful if they ain't got no huge check. Vice versa, this, that, and the third, right? So it's kind of why a lot of times people aren't taken serious. Like, I know who comes to see me in this live takes my commentary seriously. I always come with some type of a message in teaching. Heck, even when I roasted or gave somebody the business, I would come with a message. I'm always teaching, always teaching. And I'm thankful to have people here that are listening, that are involved, not just showing up to see if the conversation gonna slip to this or go to that. People who come in here know that it's going to not be mess. You hear me? That's why I'm thankful for the new build, because I know that I've been on this enough to where it's a waste of time for people to hide out in my bushes waiting for shade, waiting for subs, waiting for this, that, or the third. The only person getting subbed around here is the devil and the devil's people. If you the devil's people, then you might take something that I say as a sub. You heard me? That's between you and who you work for. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. And the crazy part is, let me tell you where a lot of people go wrong too. A lot of people go wrong thinking that what you do on here is not about what you blessed with just on here. We have a whole entire life that goes on, right? Can you imagine the goodness, the peace, and the blessings that have come upon my life? Listen, the GGs can tell y'all, they a witness. My husband a witness. My mama a witness. When I tell you, me and my husband be talking about it. Like, when I tell you the blessings that have come from removing myself from a lot of chaos on this internet, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. And sometimes you can't always say everything because people be trying to sabotage your life and all this crazy stuff or whatever. But what I'm telling you is, listen, Linda, people might be looking for what you're doing to be blessed in a way they're looking for. They might be worried about the numbers. They might be worried about if you met your goal or this, that, and the third. Listen. I might be meeting I'm meeting some goals in real life that you will never know about on the internet. Hmm. A lot of the times the enemy just talk because the enemy want the enemy. Let me tell you something. Do y'all know that when you come on live and you just constantly on here debunking things. Do you know that one thing that your enemy that got you debunking things or whatever want from you? They don't want your truth. They want more information. Okay. The more you go live and talk, the more you are giving extra things that ain't even a part of whatever to sell your story, sell yourself, sell your truth. They're only collecting information. The more you rebuttal, the more you add on to some things that ain't their business. Ain't their business. Somebody tell you you gotta look. What happens? Somebody say you gotta. People done said so much on here, child. You can just pick something out the sky. Somebody say you ain't got no job. Next thing you know, you going live, showing your job. They say you ain't got a house, you going live and you showing your crib. They trying to dox and get an address. They trying to cause a commotion because once you prove something or debunk someone, do they stop? If they don't stop when you give them the truth, once you prove something to them, they say this or that, but they still saying something different, they're not looking for your truth. They're looking for more information. They gonna keep denying what you're saying so you can keep adding on a little more and a little more. Everything you say is going to become something they're going to use to throw back at you. Somebody that ain't never even seen your house or talk crap about your house just so you can show your house, just so they can put it on Pinterest or through Google and get your address. Wicked work. But this how folks work. Sometimes you never know. Somebody could be sent by an enemy to become your friend. Sometimes some people can be sent as a friend who was sent by your enemy. You just don't know. That's what discernment is for. Evil people are collectors. The devil is a collector. The devil is a collector of information. Listen, evil people that work for the devil moves just like the devil. They collect information to use against you, just like the devil wants to search the matters of your words, right? See, God searches the heart. The devil is searching your thoughts and your words. So therefore, when you talk about things that you when you get sad about something, or if you act like life is over, if you lose a job, or if you get one paycheck behind and you just lose yourself, you ready to go off the deep end. Listen, the devil knows, hey, I can get you giving up if I touch you in your pocket. If you so in love with a man that or a woman, you not even focused on your own spirit no more. Your happiness and your spirit is tied solely to that person's ankle. Let me tell you, when the devil ready to mess with you and you ready to find God again, guess what the devil gonna distract you at what you said before was so important to you. Oh, I can't live without that man. Well, guess what? The devil gonna shake something up between you and that man. The devil gonna do what the devil have to do to penetrate negative thoughts, making you want to do negative actions, make you vengeful, make you want to lick back. Listen, the devil and his people always want to lick back. They're relentless. Okay, the devil don't know how to move on until he ain't got no choice, right? The devil never stops. The devil and his people. Have you ever just been attacked or bothered by someone that just don't know how to stop? They don't ever stop. They just go to another victim. Not another victim, but another person. They try to get a victim, If they can't get a victim in you, they might give up on a certain person, but they don't give up on trying to create chaos, evil, and unpeaceful things in someone's life. They just choose another person. They just choose another person. But they are relentless. Relentless. That's how the devil is. I keep trying to remind people, God's people move with God's fruits, and the devil's people move with the devil's fruit. You can listen to their words and their actions and watch their emotions. You'll always see them grunting about something. You'll always see them complaining about someone else's actions, but never checking their own. You'll always see them quick to hate and slow to love. And when you see them love, it's because they're gunning for something. When you see them putting them devil's people, when the devil putting too much sweetness on something, when the devil is just, that's just that cunning behavior. That's just that cunning behavior, trying to trick someone else, trying to cling on to someone else, trying to find something or someone to team up with for evil. Listen, if you ever get a devil out your life, listen, you better rethink before you re-invite. Sometimes you got to leave a devil where it is, especially if the devil ain't made no changes. You hear me? See, some people, when you not where you need to be in the spirit, you'll quickly re-invite a devil into your life that the universe has removed, that God has removed from your space. When God has already saved you from the enemy, saved you from a demon, you don't wait till the water get calm and say, all right, now come back. Let's see what you got. No, 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 no. Remember the unstill waters that the demon had you in the first place. Don't let somebody's sweet words fool you. That man been trying to hurt you, abuse you. This goes with friends, offline, online. This goes for relationships. It's with anything. Don't let the devil fool you. Whatever devil in your life, right? We know some people can be in a relationship knowing that person ain't hitting off nothing, done did the most, but give it a few days, come back with some gifts and some sweet talk. Come back with some apologies. I apologize. I shouldn't. You just, you're the greatest. You're the most beautiful. You the sweetest. Uh-uh. I'm the same person that you was abusing. I'm the same person you was talking down on. I'm the same. Now all of a sudden I'm the same person you drug from here to the West Coast. Now I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Huh? How that happened? I'm of the same loaf you tore down. Now I'm oh so great. I'm oh so pretty and oh so pretty and lovely and bright. Since when? I ain't had no and definitely when it comes to people that claim to have had the CU or something different, right? They talking different, but you ain't had no experience with them. Hey, baby. Oh, I'm headed your direction. I love you. Y'all hear y'all brother talking about now what you say about dessert. His dinner done digested. But yeah, y'all, you gotta be careful of them cunning words. You gotta be careful when someone all of a sudden is saying something different about you and your character, but you ain't had no interactions with them since they was last dragging you for filth. Now, what makes me so different from when you was dragging me from here to the West Coast? Now, oh, I'm not so bad. Since when? We ain't had no conversation. So what do you need from me then? That's what you have to ask. So what is it that you really need? Huh? You need a teammate. You need a girlfriend. You need a boyfriend. You need a friend. You need a companion. You need a ally. What do you need? You gotta ask them kind of what do you need? Hmm? Child, I tell him you said, "Hey, Mr. Niece, I sure will." You got to be careful about these the invites or the re-invites. Sometimes you got to leave people where they at. Have a great life, and we ain't got to wish people bad, but you can wish people good riddance. Wish you well, and I wish you good riddance. Be careful. A lot of times, reopening doors bring the same troubles that closed them in the first place, especially when there's no changed behavior. Still abusive, still wicked, or still evil, still a tyrant, still hateful. That mean as soon as that sweet talk, that man or that friend giving you wears off in a couple of days, you back to this, that, and the third. The first wrong move, listen, sometimes people are worth a second trial run. But when you see someone has done some ill will to you, and they are, say a man abusing has abused you, right? And they y'all separate or whatever, and y'all date other people, and they come back to you a year later, 2 years later, wanting to rekindle something, saying that they'll never do this or never do that. But when they got out the relationship with you and into the new relationship, they were still abusing that person. But they want to come back to you like you're something different. No, it's not about the person. It's about you. You're abusive. It ain't about who you abusing. It's just the fact that that's what you are. Just like someone can be wicked with someone, but then try to act unwicked with another. We're all grown. We all ain't doing nothing. Some people try to cling on to other people's change, other people's goodness. They be wanting a piece of the other pie. They want to come with the we thing. The we ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Don't be having nothing to do with nothing. You hear me? Create your own goodness. What is you even doing? Coattail riders. Always want to ride on other people's moments. Always trying to fit in and get in somewhere. Always trying to find a person, a group, a team, or this or that or the third. Go find yourself. Tell that abusive or challenged friend, adversary, or partner, go get yourself together. Don't be fooled in this season, y'all, by words. That is the biggest point here. Don't be fooled by words, and be careful what you inviting. Some things require for you to turn the other cheek. Some things require for you to be assertive and be steadfast. Some things require for you to uh uh forgive and give second chances. Some things require for you to forgive and deny access. Forgiveness and apologies and things of that nature, whether in relationships or friendships, do not require for no one to have to re-access your life. If you didn't handle my life with care the first time, I don't have the space or the energy to see if you're going to a second time. You heard me? You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You hear me? Don't be fooled. It's a lot of people on here now that has been in and out of friendships and stuff because people get fooled. Stop listening to words and watch actions. Stop claiming relationships that ain't even been built on. Stop thinking simple conversations about saga BS creates long lasting friendships. It don't. When you build a friendship off of sagas, dramas, things of that nature, then it will end the same way it started. The same thing that built a relationship will end one. That's why they say if you get a man through cheating, you're gonna lose him through cheating. If you make a friend off wicked, evil, or negativity, it's if you build something off a weak foundation, it's going to crumble fast. It's only going to stay together as long as somebody fronting or somebody lying, right? Same difference. Sometimes things are held together because oftentimes people will pretend something that is not working is working. They'll pretend because now we done made this declaration that we're buddies, we're this, that, and the third. Now, even once we have discovered we're not so in common, we're not so aligned, now we're going to have to keep this piece together in the pretend realm because we didn't let a true friendship or relationship cultivate. We want to talk about marriage before we even dated. We want to say, oh, we we want to say I love you, you my sister, before you even have a conversation that don't got to do with a saga. Hmm. Ain't had to show yourself approved in no kind of way to one another. What y'all talking about? Yes, come on now, mentors. It's like someone asking you to use your credit after messing up their credit. Ooh, exactly. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Or somebody that's always running red lights, running stop signs, and getting into car accidents asking you to borrow their car. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? It's sometimes we just open the doors for people to be careless with our lives. Why do you think so many families and things have gotten involved into this saga? Because people have invited these things. It became more important to get last words and this, that, and the third, get a lick back than to say, you know what? I don't need this commotion in my home. I don't even want to hear like, and I had to learn from that, you know? I can protect my family and myself from having to deal with evil people when I'm not involving myself and my family with. I don't need to go back and forth with an evil person. Why? Because all you gonna bring is evil. You're not gonna bring a lesson. You're not gonna make me see something in myself that any good. If you don't have good in you, you dang sure can't judge whether the levels of my goodness or not. You ain't even caught up to me. People competing in the wrong areas. Try to outdo me in good. Try to outdo me in good words. Try to outdo me in good actions. Don't tell me this, that, and the third. I don't care about this, that, and the third. It's too many people trying to outdo each other in hate. I can out hate you. That ain't a game I'm interested in. You have more people on the internet focused on people they hate than the people they actually love. People get on this internet and spend more time with the name of their enemies in their mouth or in their mind than the people they actually love and get along with. They're actual supporters. They not out here hyping their homies up. They not out here focusing on how I'm always hyping up my chat, my GGs, my individual sisters and friends and things of that nature. They not doing that. These people out here going live every day and don't know that they're giving their attention to no one but their enemies. And you know what they say? What you spend the most time with is what means the most to you, even if it's in anger. If your thoughts are always on your enemy, then your enemy, guess what? Controls what, Tinkers? Put it in the chat. If your thoughts are always on your enemy, what do your enemy control? Come through. Huh? Somebody gonna find out if I'm around here controlling your thoughts or not. Huh? Is there an enemy in the house tonight? Stand up. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. In case don't nobody know, it's your thoughts. It's your thoughts. That yes, Tinkers. I knew you was coming through for me. It's your thoughts. If you constantly thinking about your enemy controls your thoughts. If I'm constantly thinking about love, love controls my thoughts. If I'm constantly thinking about hating people that I hate, hate controls my thoughts. My enemy controls my thoughts. If I would rather think about my enemy than my husband, then listen, Linda, am I really showing how much I dislike my enemy or how much they influence my daily life? Hmm? If I can only go live to talk about who I don't like, doesn't that take away from who we do like? We don't never show that much time into people we should be lifting up that support us. We support our enemies more than we support our supporters. By way of what? Constantly having to reference them, say our name, do this and do that. That's why I don't. Thank you, Brother Allen. You've been on here spoiling me. Thank you, Brother Allen. I love you so much. Thank you for the high five and for the supers. Thank you. But that's just what I wanted people to bear in mind, you know. Hold on one second. You okay? Okay, I'll be up with you. Love you. What dog at? Hold on, y'all. Come on, Rebel. Let me take you out real quick. Hey, Queen Bee, it's good to see you, sugar. Good to see you, love bug. Yes, Tinkers, what you say? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Where'd it go? Tinkers, you just said something. I wonder. Oh, the enemy it gets is it get tongue tied. The enemy is made to be the priority. People are prioritizing their enemies. You hear me? Ain't it a shame? How do people, when did we become into a world where who you don't like is who you concentrate on the most? Who you don't like, you can't even go live without referencing, without mentioning. Hmm? They can't watch the live of a friend because they got to see what a enemy done said about them. Huh? Just imagine how much time and effort people put into people they don't like. Why is it so hard to let go and move on? And especially when so many people talk about how so many people can be successful about talking about anything. Well, why is it more people only talking to their enemy than seeing what they can be successful in? Because people know it's a crop of crap. People aren't willing. It's a passage I read yesterday about how everybody can't go with you because everybody ain't willing to sacrifice what you're willing to sacrifice. You heard me? See, some people it's easy to say, oh, I can talk about anything, but can you? It's plenty of people that try to switch over topics, try to stick to cases, positivity, and what happens? They chats get thin, the super stickers get thin, the cash apps get thin, and as soon as you back on somebody's, you know what? Where they at? You meeting every goal, at people there on time. Listen, Linda. See, that's the tricks of the devil. Thank you, beautiful queen. I love you, sis. Thank you. That's the tricks of the devil. Thank you, baby. Thank you, beautiful queen. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much to my GGs, brother Allen. I love y'all. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so much. But it's really laughable when you sit back and think about it. And do we ever sit back and think that when people do us wrong, We sit in it so long. We feed this to our audience day in and day out. It becomes the full focus of a channel to talk about who did you wrong. We don't, I mean, there's nothing going right in nobody's life. No one can stick to nothing because that's not where the crowd, people so scared to lose this saga crowd. People are so scared. The same way you built one audience, one crowd is the same way you can build any other. It's a shame. That means you are controlled by a subject line. That means that, do you know how long we've been controlled by one damn couple, one subject line? One. One. People ain't playing games no more. People ain't just having regular fun. Ain't nobody even friends no more. People can't even hold no real huge panels with other content creators because barely any content creators really get along like back in the day. People got to invite their supporters up. See, that's something I always did. All in the Kool-Aid, don't even know the flavor, period. But that is truly, truly, truly how it be. It is the most craziest, funniest thing though. And people have to realize, like, that's just like if a man breaks, people treat these online beefs like real relationships on the outside. You know how if you break up with somebody you've been with for a long time, and so every time you on the phone, every time until it wears off, you are always bringing it up. You always talking about that person or this, that, and the third, right? That means you not over the relationship. That means you ain't got nothing occupying your time to take that space from whoever done broke your heart, peed you off, or whatever. You stuck there. You stuck. It took me to unstick myself to see, hold up now. If I don't like you, I don't need you in my thought process. All right. There is a such thing as you can just go on. You can just go on somewhere. I don't want to have your name all in my throat. When I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Don't nobody know how to be done with nobody. Because not being done sells. Getting alone don't sell in the saga. Right. Yep, mentors. Yep, Mel. Absolutely. And I just think it's hilarious. It's like, why do we get so I'm so glad I'm not that person no more. Like to just sit in obsession with who you don't like. Every single day, your audience got to hear about the person you don't like. When does that become boring at some point? Nobody talks about who they like, who they are friends with. Nothing fun, nothing joyous is going on in this saga. Nothing. I don't give a damn who shit you look at. Hey, ain't nothing positive going on. On every channel, somebody being frowned upon, somebody being judged. It ain't no uplifting going on. Ain't nobody trying to uplift somebody they don't like. It's all about pointing out the flaws and the ridicule. All day, every day. Child. No, I do not need another 4 years of that. Every day, all day. I mean, all day. When I realized Tinkers back in the day, when people would be like, they got balance. This ain't nobody had no balance. People would go to their number one live, be there for 2 hours, then go to somebody else live that's about to repeat the same shit from the other live for 2 hours. Then they gonna go live themselves for 2 hours. Then you get, you get off live and then you gotta go do some notes on the next live for 2 hours. Then you got to get on the phone and talk about the lives, the 6 hours worth of lives you just watched for 2 more hours. By the time you, I mean, and picture that every day. Every day. People aren't spending family time. That's why I put myself on some limits, the best way that I can. Like, you're not getting those 6 and 8 and none of that out of me. That's time I could be spending with my, especially when, like I said, this is a business. Now, yes, I'm in my teaching mode right now, but I'm talking about over these past 3-4 years. I mean, people was spending more time here than what it was worth in payment. The hell? Hell, you got supporters that's spending 10 hours of their day going from one live to the next and ain't getting a dime at all just to hear the same thing. I'm sorry. I can support a lot of folks, but I'm not going to be listening to the same stuff on repeat every day, all day. Now, I might can peek in, show some love, this, that, and the third. But if I just heard it over here at Mabel channel, I don't think I need to go to Ann's and Delvina's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just overdrive. Like, it's just be overdrive. And I just don't see how I ever did it. And I did it. And I don't see how I ever did it. That's how I know I ain't doing it again. Mm-mm. Y'all see 411, a peek in, I drop some supers, I drop some gifts, speak, and if it's not no, funny roasting or whatever, if it's just a lot of anger, nastiness, and people telling each other business, I'm just, I'll holler, this stuff ain't serving me. I already know everybody head big. I already know everybody neck leaning. I'm tired of it. Everybody got the same big water heads and leaning necks as they had 3 years ago. The neck still leaning, the head still big. What are we doing here? Ah, I'll tell you, I don't get it. It's just rotate. It's the same beast, just rotating people. You know? I don't see why. I mean, I'm just saying, child. Uh-uh. But anywho, yes, I'm like, child, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Cause I almost, I'm like, geesh, this is wild. It is wild. Let somebody else do it right. It's crazy. And you can see it on everybody's channel. Anybody that's not focused on that can help others, that stuff be slow. And I mean everybody, I don't care how it's very few. Like, I'm gonna exclude I do feel there's like one or two that do stay steadfast, but what I'm saying is, I don't think anybody has really tried on for size, like staying completely on something different for like a month or two straight and see the same results that they get when they beefing. It just don't happen. I don't care how good you think you is. I don't care. If you get on some regular schmegular content, it's not gonna be the same. It's just not. Ain't nobody above that. Not a single channel in this sector is above that. And no, you either got to stay in the same algorithm and keep rotating the same people, unless you stay steadfast, like out of beefs and stuff, like the Lupox and stuff, like Lupoc or whatever. Those that have been rocking with her have always, been rocking with her, and she's done a great job with her audience. But some folks, if you have a change in an opinion, you can't have a different opinion. You can't change your mind. None of that. People people rock with you according to who you rock with. And that's why I want to get out of this thing, because I'm actually tired of this same rotation, you know? And nobody is truly, like, I ain't gonna say nobody, because hey, y'all here. I'm talking about over the majority that you build. People ain't loyal. They loyal to who you speak, you know, what you speaking on, or who you dragging, or you know, they not loyal to you. They loyal to a cause or a situation, you know? People will show up and say, you know, they want to support you. But if you say something negative or whatever about somebody, and it could be honest, like they don't want to fuck with you no more. You know what I mean? Some people are still out here choosing who they rock with based on who rock with Brianna and who rock with LaTruth. Come on. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Dog out here barking at a deer. Um, but yeah, why would anyone want to stay stagnant and not want to explore and grow in their lives and journeys? Right. Exactly. Cause I know I do. But yeah, so that's why I be trying to tell people, don't be alarmed. Um, don't be alarmed if you try to do something new and everybody ain't running up to your stuff. Those people will run into your stuff for a different reason, and that's okay. People can like you roasting, people can like the way you give it up, but at the end of the day, when you tired, don't submit to staying in the same place because you scared of that same person that you used to being in your life ain't gonna be there no more. No, they was there for that season. They were there. Y'all people gotta learn to let go. Everybody can't go, you know, and that has to be okay, you know. That's why people scared to move on, because they scared the same person throwing supers now ain't gonna be throwing them later. I'm not willing to compromise myself, um you know, to rely on the internet to sustain me, but I'm not sustaining my spirit. Absolutely not. Right, man. At least you woke up though, the mass tinkers. I feel you, fam. At least you woke up. The mass majority still knocked out cold. I'm telling you. Yes, why would anyone want? Okay, I read that one. But yeah, let's see. Yes, we are tinkers in an upside down world, child. With people fighting for wrong and disapproving of right. People are trying to knock down peace and keep peace. That's how you can tell who you don't need in your life. You trying to get to a peaceful place and people are mocking, oh, that's not gonna work, or oh, that's fake, or oh, this, that, and the third. Listen, people be wanting people stuff to fail for their own entertainment. They want you to not let something go because that's one less entertainment of live for, for them, you know. People don't realize that they're being clowns for other people, you know. They don't care if you got peace in your life. They don't care if you getting doxxed, if your kids getting drugged. They just care that you show up to entertain them for 2 hours. You know, hell no. I need folks that want to see me do better and have a better mind. Ain't nobody out here, everybody screaming mental health matters. I can't tell because people keep each other in a mentally effed up place. Crazy work. Because it's easy money to battle these fools with BS all day and they throw money at you to do it. Yep. And that's sad. That is very sad, because you have a lot of people like preaching like they want to see something better, see something good. Them same people don't even show up, child. They'll throw you all kind of money for calling such and such that they don't like, all kind of bees, this, that, and the third, but you show up trying to calm and still the waters. Child, everybody be gone. Y'all see now, I've been talking about good things from my heart for weeks now. And what y'all see, all them people that y'all used to, when I'm going off, ain't nowhere to be found. You hear me? Some of them I ain't seen the whole time I've been on this type of content. Yep, absolutely. And that's what I don't want. If that's all you want from me, well, I can redirect you to quite a few places where you can get that energy from, where you can get negativity, evil, this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna be your clown or your jester. I'm just not gonna do it. I'd rather be under the sea. Ha ha. Under the sea. Darling is better. Down where it's wetter. Take it from me. My life is peaceful, and now my internet life reflects that. Me too, Tinkers. That's how I feel. Like I love hanging out with y'all and knowing that y'all are here for me. Not waiting to watch me fail, not waiting to see bring and carry me no bone and get me back on no BS, this, that, and the third. I'm so glad that I have people that showing up because they know they want to hear a message. They want to hear something positive. I love that. Yeah, no. Under the sea, darling is better. Down where it's wetter, take it from me. Out on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they slave away. Why use a boat when you can float under the sea? Straight like that. You heard me? Why use a boat when you can float under the sea? Let me get up out of here because my husband waiting on dessert and I done had him waiting 10 minutes. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, I don't want to be back. Anywho, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for showing up for me today. I'm going to see y'all on tomorrow with another great lesson. Don't forget this weekend. I'm gonna try to set up a game night because I know y'all ready to have some fun like me. And also, if anybody wants to get at me to come join me or plan a live, if you are into biblical teachings or life teachings and have something to offer to that, like I know you do, just get with me and let me know, or ask for the link if you're in the chat and ever want to come up and help me navigate some of these positive teachings. You dig? Don't be no stranger. You know what I mean? I love y'all so, so much. Thank you for everything. To my royal mods, y'all are simply amazing. I couldn't do this thing without you guys. And even if I could, I wouldn't want to. I love y'all so, so much. To all the family, thank you so much for pulling up for me. You know what I'm saying? And just standing in the paint. Y'all don't know how much this means to me for real. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep going and let's keep growing. Shine on, family. Until the next time. I love y'all.